Hi guys, it's Duct Tape Susie, and this is the part 2 of the Cufflet tutorial. And this is the part where we're going to create the Ziploc coin pouch and attach the ID and finish off our cufflet. So first thing is you want to make sure you have some sort of Ziploc. I cut mine off a Ziploc bag. And when you do this, you're going to want to make sure that you leave a little extra bag on the edges, just so that way your duct tape is going to stick to it. Okay, so you want to measure out your Ziploc to 3 3/4 inches wide. And you're going to need 5 strips that are 3 3/4 inch to do the Ziploc. So if you need to pause, do that now. And we're going to go ahead and get started. So you're going to take one of the pieces of duct tape that are 3 3/4 inches long. You're going to take your Ziploc and turn the Ziploc down so it's facing downward. And you're going to line your tape up right to the very edge of the Ziploc. Actually, keep your sticky facing upward and your Ziploc down, so that way this part's facing downward. You're going to line it right up to the edge of the bag. And now you're going to flip it over. And when you flip it over, your Ziploc will be facing you. Okay, now we're going to flip this back over. Stick it down. You're going to take another strip of duct tape that is 3 3/4 inches long. And we're going to put it right on this to create it to be 4 inches. Or actually, sorry, 3.5. So you're going to want 3.5 inches. Just line it up just like that, straight on there. Now you're going to flip it over. Take another piece of duct tape that is 3 3/4 inches. And you're going to line it right up to the bottom part of that Ziploc. Do it right on the bag. You don't want to put it on the Ziploc because it won't click if you do. And then you're going to set this piece aside. You're going to want to allow yourself some sticky right here. It'll connect the two afterwards. Take your other piece of your Ziploc, and we're going to do the same thing here. Except for you only need one piece for the outside. Put your sticky side up, Ziploc facing downward. You're going to apply it right to the edge. Sorry. You want to try to get this as straight as possible. And then you're going to fold it onto itself. Okay. Oops. So, guess you actually need 6 strips. That's 3 3/4 inches. This one you're just going to cut it in half. And you're going to line it right up to the bottom of the Ziploc here. Just like that. So now you have your 2 pieces. What you're going to want to do now, actually let's take this other half, flip this side over. We're going to put it on the back, just so we would create it longer. Because you want a little bit of sticky there. Now you're going to snap them into. Take your 2 Ziplocs, make sure they snap like that. And Actually, I did that backwards. I'm sorry. I just messed up on that part. So instead of that half a sheet, don't turn it over. Put it right where your Ziplock's facing upward. This is going to create a sticky for the back. So when you put it on your cufflet. And now, zip them together. Make sure they have a clicking sound, because if it doesn't, your coin pouch will not work on your cufflet. You want to hear that snapping sound, just like that. And keep them together, just like that. Make sure they're lined up on the sides. Now you're going to take the sticky part that was on the opposite side, and you're going to fold it onto this. Just like that. And this sticky is just going to stick to the cufflet afterwards, so you're going to keep it like that. Now you want to unsnap it and open it up. And as you'll see here, you got some sticky. You want to cover that up, just so that way no dirt or dust sticks to it. So on your last piece of 3 3/4 inch, you're going to cut a ½ inch strip off it and apply it right to the sticky here. And then refold that up and snap it again. And if you have any excess tape on the edges, you can go ahead and trim that now. Just be careful if you don't trim too much, because this is going to cut into your measurements. And is your Ziploc part. You're not going to tape the edges, because when we create the border, it's going to seal your edges. So now you're going to take your material that you used to create your cufflet, and you're going to lay this down and leave at least ½ inch at the bottom of the one end of your cufflet. And that one strip that you had cut the ½ inch off for the inside of your coin pouch, you're going to cut that in half. Cut the rest of that strip that's left over. And with 1/2 of that strip, you're going to lay it right down onto this, so it'll stay in place while you do your sides. And now you will take your plastic that you had already created your border for. And you're going to line this up right where the end of the Ziploc is. And you take what you have left over of that strip, and you just tape it to the bottom, just like that, so it stays in place while we do the rest. Okay, I'll work now. And you're going to measure a strip, the color that you want to create for your border, like we did here. You're going to need one strip that is 8½ inches long, and you're going to cut that right down the middle so it creates 2 pieces. You're going to take one strip and line it up as straight as possible. And you're going to flip it over and fold the rest of the sticky tape onto the back. You're going to flip it over, and you're going to do the same thing here. Flip it over, and stick it there. Now you're going to need one piece of duct tape that is 3 3/4 inches long, and you're going to cut that right down the middle, just like you did these border pieces. And that's what you're going to use to seal off your edges. You're going to put half of it on, flip it over, and put the rest of that sticky on that side. Now you're going to take the other half that you had. You're going to do the same thing on this end. Put half on, flip it over, seal it. Okay, now you're going to cut your slits for your ID here, so that way it fits in there nicely. And just fold it in. And do the same thing to that side. And now you're going to do the same thing for your coin pouch at the top. And fold it in. Fold that in. So now you take an ID, which I seem to not have in front of me, to test out your ID to make sure that it fits in there correctly. And it slides in with ease. And your coin pouch should be working correctly. And that should be a coin pouch. Now we're going to put the Velcro on. I just used the hook and loop fasteners, and you're going to trim these to be 2 inches. You can also use the circle Velcros if you choose to. And we're going to flip this over, take your sticky off the back, lay this where you would like it, right here on the very edge. You don't want it, you want it as close as you can to the edge, just so that way you're not cutting into your bracelet measurements. Now you're going to take the other piece of Velcro and you're going to put this side down onto the Velcro so a sticky side is up. And you're going to flip over this edge. This is the edge without the ID. You're going to roll it over like this, and you're going to stick it on there just so that way it's in place. And like I said, on this part too, you also don't want to, you want it right at the edge, just so that way you're not cutting into your bracelet measurements. And there's one Velcro here, and there's one here. Now on the other one that I made, this one, if you want a pattern tape right here or put a design in here, you can do that too. I just chose to do the jean, the denim. And so now your cufflet, you just wrap your cufflet around, attach it, and this is what it looks like. And you have your ID right here. And I just put that on the back side so people won't see it, and then you can put your change in your coin pouch. If you have any questions, just leave a comment or send me a message in my inbox. Please like, favorite, and subscribe. And thank you so much for watching part 2.